There's that. Looks pretty good. Hey, there we are. How about that? Good morning, everyone. Steve Aquilung here, and it is time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Little technical issues getting connected there. But we are connected. Bear with me. Sorry about this. Okay. 11 a.m. Good morning. Still morning in Spokane. I'm finishing up the morning coffee here. Heated up a cup. And bored. So it looks like a two-stream day. We're going to have, coming up here in a minute, the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Montreal Expos, the game of May 8th, 1974. A one-game series. It was supposed to be three. The Dodgers finished up in Philadelphia, traveled to Montreal, and weather canceled or postponed two of the three games, so we're left with this one game. And we'll have Andy Messersmith on the mound for the Dodgers, and Ernie McCanley will be pitching for the Expos. I built a new Live 365 team that's going to start play tonight on the Strat-O-Matic website. Strat-O-Matic 365 baseball. Check that out sometime. That's a lot of fun. I built that in what they call the ATG set. They also have several recent season sets and a couple of past card sets. Anyhow, I'm using the ATG set. I think I got a pretty good team. Starts play tonight. Of course, I always think I have a pretty good team in the beginning. We'll see how it plays out, but it's fun. You have different salary caps, and the players all have salaries, so you have to fit the puzzle and kind of balance hitting with pitching and also find cards that you think are going to deliver. They're basically going to be worth the price of their card. Anyway, that's on the Strat-O-Matic website. We'll get this one going here now. Messersmith and McCanley. Like I say, two games were rained out. So I'll give you the lineups now. For the Dodgers, playing second base and batting leadoff will be Davey Lopes. Left field, batting second, will be Bill Buckner. Jim Wynn in center field will bat third. At first base, Steve Garvey hitting cleanup. Willie Crawford in right field bats fifth. Third baseman Ron Say bats sixth. Bill Russell will be at shortstop. He'll move up to the seventh spot, as Steve Yeager will do the catching today and hit eighth. Joe Ferguson gets a day off. I've also noticed that Yeager catches Messersmith quite a bit. I wonder if that was a thing. And of course, Messersmith, a decent hitting pitcher, hits ninth. Here's the Expo lineup. Ron Hunt, Mr. Hit by Pitch, at third base, hits leadoff. Larry Lintz, he'll play shortstop and hit second. Willie Davis is in center field, batting third. Ken Singleton will play right field and hit cleanup. Ron Fairley at first base, former Dodger, hits fifth. Bob Bailey at third base hit sixth. Bailey was on in the 66 game he played yesterday. He's in left field, actually, for the Expos. He was at third base for Pittsburgh last night. That's right. Jim Cox plays second base and hit seventh. Bob Stinson will do the catching and hit eighth. And McCanley will hit ninth. Crowd anxious to get underway as the umpire shouts play ball. McCanley's ready now, as Davey Lopes steps in. McCanley, the sign from Stinson. And here's the first pitch of the game. That is a 4-11 to the right-hander. That's going to be a grounder to short X. Lentz is a 4. The roll is a 14, and he makes the play. How about that? A fine play by Larry Lentz to retire Lopes for the first out of the game, and we are underway. Bill Buckner will be the hitter now, left-handed batter. Let me go to my... Where is that? Where are my spreadsheets? Dodgers come into the game with an 11-16 record. At this point in real life, they were 18-9, so they're falling far short in my replay of their actual numbers. Okay, McCanley ready to work now. The wind up and the pitch to Buckner, that's going to be a 110. That's a base hit into right field for Buckner. So Buckner, a sharply hit ground ball that finds the right side. Buckner, an A-stealer, will have to be held on. That would make him a 1-13. And here's Jim Wynn. So Buckner at first, 1 out. Here's Wynn. McCanley from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Wynn. That's going to be a 6-8 to the right-hander. Pop up right side. Fairly calling for it. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Garvey. Now, Buckner may want to try to get into scoring position for Garvey, but he's going to stay there. McCanley from the stretch. Instead, it's a 5-9. And that's deep to left field. Back goes Bailey. That's off the wall for a double. It's an open double. Buckner can try to score on that. Bailey a +2 with 2 outs, 15, 17, 19. Here comes Buckner to the plate. He's in there. That's an RBI double for Garvey, and the Dodgers are on the board. Buckner comes in to score easily on the play. 2 down, Garvey at second. And here comes Willie Crawford. Crawford, left-handed batter. I went back to the classic white and red dice yesterday. I've got yellow and blue. McCanley. Runner at second, 2 down. The pitch to the plate is a 2-5 to McCanley, and that's a base hit into center field, and Garvey can try to score on that. Garvey a 13 with 2 outs, a 15. Center field's a -1, a 14. Garvey's rounding. Here's Davis's throw, cut off by Lentz to the plate, and he is in there. So an RBI single for Crawford, and it's 2-0. Holy cow, they're jumping all over McCanley here. Crawford a D, 1-16 runner though. Have to readjust my mind to the basic stealing and fielding again. Okay, McCanley. He's given up 3 hits this inning. There's 2 away, and here's Ron Say. Here's the pitch from the stretch. It's a 3-6. That's going to be a tapper down to short. Lentz is there. He's going to go the short way to second, and that will do it. But the Dodgers score 2 on 3 hits and leave a man. We move along to the bottom of the first. It's Dodgers 2, Montreal coming to bat. Here's Messersmith now. Messersmith, a 20-game winner in 1974. Finished second to Mike Marshall in the Cy Young Award balloting that year. I kind of think maybe he should have won it. I mean, by today's metrics, probably John Matlack should have won it in 74. But he had a 13-15 record, and the voters just didn't go for that back then. Okay, Messersmith ready to work. Hunt steps in from the right side. Here's Messersmith now, the windup. And the pitch to Hunt is a 1-5, and he draws the walk. So Hunt works out a walk, and he's aboard to start off the bottom of the second here. And here's Larry Lentz now, the shortstop, switch hitter. He'll be batting lefty against Messersmith. Messersmith will look over at Hunt. He's staring at him now. Now comes Sat from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Lentz, a 1-8, and he walks, ball 4. So Messersmith can't find the strike zone here in the first inning as he walks the first two batters. And the Expos have something going right away here in the bottom of the inning. And here comes Willie Davis. Davis, of course, a former Dodger. He was traded just this offseason to the Expos for the aforementioned Mike Marshall. Messersmith ready to work now. Here's the pitch to Davis. It's a 6-3 grounder to first base X. That's Garvey. He's a 1. On the roll of a 4, that's going to be Garvey down to Lopes, back to first, double play. So a fine play by Garvey. That's going to go 3-4-3X. Hunt to third. Lentz, of course, forced. So 2 away, a runner on third, and here's Ken Singleton now. Singleton, a switch hitter. I remember Singleton primarily with the Baltimore Orioles. But in 1974, he was a Montreal Expo. And now from the left side, he's set to go as Messersmith comes to the plate on a 4-8 and strikes him out. And down goes Singleton on strikes, and that'll end the inning. So Messersmith walks the first two batters, but gets out of the jam. The Expos no hits, no runs, they leave one. And at the end of an inning, it's Dodgers 2, Expos nothing. We're just getting underway here, folks. So pull up a chair and join me for a while here on a gloomy Thursday morning in Spokane. It is still morning here on the west. Still having coffee. Still getting over that cold a little bit, but much, much better today, I'm happy to report. Here's McCanley now. He's ready to work. Bottom of the Dodger order coming up here. It'll be Russell, Yeager, and Messersmith. McCanley gets the sign from Stinson. Here's the pitch to Russell. It's a 6-8 to the right-hander. Pop up, right side. Fairley's there. He's got it. 1 down. And here's Yeager. Yeager doing the catching today. As McCanley, the wind-up and the pitch to Yeager. That's going to be a 5-9. That's deep to left field. Back goes Bailey, and that's off the wall for a double. Let's look at that again. 5-9 right-handed. Yep, it's a double for Yeager with 1 down. Yeager's at second. And Andy Messersmith will be coming to bat. Messersmith, a right-handed hitting pitcher, a 4-hitters card, so he's respectable for a pitcher. McCanley comes to the plate now on a 1-5, and Messersmith's got himself a base hit up the middle. Yeager could try to score on that, but he probably won't. Davis is a -1. Yeager's a 10. No, he's going to hold up at third. That would be a 1-9. So base hit for Andy Messersmith, and the Dodgers have runners on the corners with 1 away. A faster runner probably would have scored on that play. But catchers are not known for that, are they? Okay, how are we going to play this now? Early in the game, Montreal is going to be back. They're going to look for the double play as Davey Lopes comes to bat. Lopes grounded to short in the first inning. Here's McCanley from the stretch. And the pitch to Lopes is a 3-6 fly to center field, B ? So Yeager could tag up on that. That's the second out. He's a 10, center field 1. No, he's not going to try that. So 2 away. Runners must hold, and here's Buckner now. First and third, 2 down, just getting underway here. Bill Buckner hitting against Ernie McCanley. Here's the pitch from the stretch. And that is a 1-3. Fly to right, playable. That's Singleton. He ranges to his left and gloves it for the out, and that will retire the side. So the Dodgers get a couple of hits and leave a pair. No runs. And we go to the bottom of the second, still 2-0 Los Angeles. Messersmith getting ready to work here. Original 1974 cards. As you can tell, they're worn. Fairley, Bailey, and Cox due up for Montreal here. Fairley, a former Dodger. I think he was traded. I was going to say selected in the expansion draft, but I don't think that's true. You can check me on that. Fairley, a left-handed batter. Messersmith, the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 6-8. Fly to right field. Crawford drifting over, and he's got it for the first out. And here's Bob Bailey now, playing left field today. Known more as a third baseman. Messersmith gets the sign from Yeager. Here's the pitch to Bailey, a 3-12, swung on and missed, strike 3. And down goes Bailey on strikes. That's Messersmith's second K of the game. And here's Jim Cox. Cox, the second baseman, right-handed batter. Messersmith's pitch. That's going to be a 5-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Messersmith's coming in with some mustard here in the second inning as he retires the side in order, 2 of them on Ks. And at the end of 2 complete, it's Dodgers 2, Expos nothing. Short 1-game series in Montreal, 2 of the 3 rained out. The Dodgers will have Wynn, Garvey, and Crawford coming to bat as we move along to the 3rd inning. Okay, McCanley's finished his warm-ups. He's ready to work now. And here's Jim Wynn to lead things off. McCanley, the windup and the pitch to Wynn, a 1-5. That is going to be smashed into the left center gap. Davis chasing it down. Wynn rounding. He's into second with a double on a 2. Let's take a look at that again. 1-5, double to 2. It is indeed a 2, and Jim Wynn has a leadoff double here in the 3rd inning. So Wynn's been very quiet of late. That may be a sign that he's breaking out of his slump. As Garvey steps to the plate, he doubled in a run in the 1st. McCanley, the windup in the pitch is going to be a 4-6. That's shortstop X. That's going to be Lentz. He's a 4. The roll is a 17, and Lentz throws it away. That's going to be a 2-base error. That'll score a run, and Garvey ends up on second. So on an E6, that scores Wynn. Boy, that was a 17. That was a very playable ball, and Lentz threw it past the first baseman. So that'll be an error on Montreal. And here comes Willie Crawford now. Just getting started here, 3-0 LA. McCanley, the pitch to Crawford. That is a 4-4 to the lefty. Fly to center X. That's Willie Davis. He's a 2. This should be playable for him, and he makes the catch. Runners have to hold. So 8X that goes, and that's the first out of the inning. Davis, a lot of range out there in center. And Ron Say will be the hitter now. McCanley, the pitch. It's a 2-10 to Say, and he draws the walk. Ball 4 to Say. Say jogs down to first on the base on balls, and the Dodgers have runners at first and second and 1 away. And here comes Bill Russell, the shortstop. McCanley in a jam again now. Seems like he's been pitching with runners on base all game so far. Here he comes to Russell on a 1-7. That's going to be a deep fly ball to left field. And that will be caught by Bailey. Runners have to hold. On a 1-7 homer to 5, the roll is an 18. And there's 2 away. And here comes Steve Yeager now. McCanley trying to get out of this with only 1 allowed. Here's the pitch to Yeager. That's a 1-11. Fly to right, that's playable. Singleton drifting over and gloves it for the out to retire the side. But the Dodgers add 1 on a hit, an error. Let's see, double, error, the walk. So that is an unearned run. And it's 3-0. As we move along to the bottom of the third, Bob Stinson will be leading off for the Expos. He didn't actually catch this game. Terry Humphreys did, but he didn't have a card. And I could not find a nameless card even close to as horrible as he was, so I decided to go ahead and catch Stinson, who batted 172, which is much closer to Humphreys. So we're going to use some poetic license here and go with Stinson this game. Barry Foote getting the day off. Messersmith ready to go now, and here's the pitch to Stinson, a switch hitter, hitting lefty against Messersmith on a 5-5. Stinson rips a base hit to right. Leadoff single for Stinson. Stinson very slow, as most catchers are. And here comes McCanley. McCanley's going to try to lay down one here. That's a 9 on a C on the sacrifice. And Messersmith pounces off the mound, fires down to Russell. They get the lead man back to first, not in time. That'll be a force play. We're going to score that 1-4. Stinson is forced. McCanley to first. So McCanley bunted it a little too hard, and Messersmith was able to nip the lead man on the play. And here's Ron Hunt. Messersmith from the stretch now. The pitch to Hunt, a 1-7. He hits him. Well, if you know anything about Ron Hunt, right? That's not unusual at all. Hunt, the master of being hit by pitches. He has 8 hit-by-pitch chances on his card. And that'll bring up Larry Lentz. So Messersmith in a little bit of a jam here in the third. Runners at first and second and one away. Lentz walked in the first inning. The pitch for Messersmith is a 3-4. It's going to be a fly ball into center. That's playable. Wins there. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And Willie Davis will come up now. Davis bounced into a double play in the first. The pitch from Messersmith to the left-hander is a 6-3 first base X again. Davis twice is hit to first base X. Garvey a 1 on a 6. He's going to take it to the bag himself, and that will do it. So that goes 3-3 X. No runs a hit. 2-man left for Montreal. So they've had traffic, but they haven't been able to push anything across. And at the end of 3 complete, it's Los Angeles 3, Montreal 0. McCanley gets ready to work here in the fourth. Andy Messersmith will be leading off. Messersmith singled back in the second. Decent hitter for a pitcher. McCanley winds and deals. Pitch to Messersmith is a 5-3 to the right. He gets grounded to the pitcher, X. He's a 2 on a 15. And he makes the play. McCanley makes the play. That'll go 1-3, and Messersmith is retired for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Lopes. Lopes 0 for 2 so far. McCanley, the windup and the pitch. Here's the pitch to Lopes now. It's going to be a 4-8. Grounder to second X. That's Cox. He's a 3. On an 11. He makes the play. Fine play by Cox. So Cox with a smooth play up the middle. We'll score that 4-3X, and with 2 away, Bill Buckner will be the batter. Buckner 1 for 2, scored the first run of the ball game back in the first. McCanley The windup and the pitch to Buckner is a 3-6 to 16. That's going to be a single just past second base and into right field. So Buckner's 2 for 3. He's got a 2-out base hit, and he'll have to be held on. That would make him a 13. And Jimmy Wynn will be the hitter. Wynn doubled in the third. 2-out runner on. Here's the pitch from McCanley. That's going to be a 3-8, and he loses him, ball 4. Wynn draws the walk. So a 2-out walk to Jimmy Wynn. Buckner takes second. And with 2 away, it'll be Garvey. Garvey doubled in a run in the first, reached on an error in the third. McCanley in a jam here, trying to get out of it. The pitch to Garvey is a 3-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and he does get out of it. How about that? The Dodgers, no runs a hit, and they leave 2. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Los Angeles still leading 2-0. 3-0. I beg your pardon. Forgot about that run in the third. Okay. Still morning in Spokane, so please forgive me. 11 o'clock start time out here. Messersmith. He's getting ready to work in the bottom of the 4th. He'll be facing Singleton, Fairley, and Bailey. Messersmith gets the sign from Yeager. Here's the windup. The pitch to Singleton is a 4-10 to the left-hander. That's going to be a soft liner right into the glove of Lopes. And there's 1 away. And Ron Fairley will be the hitter now. Fairley flew out to right in the second. Messersmith, the windup. Pitch to Fairley's a 6-4 at shortstop X. That's going to be Russell. He's a 3 on a 13. And Russell can't handle it. Fairley's safe, and that's going to be an error on Russell. So E6, that's the Dodgers' first error of the ball game, and Fairley's aboard with 1 away. Fairley no threat to steal now. And here comes Bob Bailey, the right-hander. Bailey's got some pop. Messersmith from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Bailey. It's a 4-3 left field X. That's Buckner. He's a 1 on the roll of a 10. Buckner makes the play. A fine running catch by Bill Buckner. How about that? That'll go 7X. I want to look at that 10 roll again. Oh, yeah, that's a fine play. 2 down. And here's Jim Cox. Cox struck out in the second. Messersmith from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Cox now on a 5-2. Pop-up right side. Garvey's there. He gloves it, and they'll retire the side. No runs, no hits. 1 left. There was an error. At the end of 4 complete, it's 3-0 Los Angeles. So Messersmith cruising along so far here in this one. McCanley's had a little bit of traffic. He's allowed 7 hits. He'll be facing Crawford, Say, and Russell here as we move along to the 5th. McCanley gets the sign from Stinson. The windup and the pitch to Willie Crawford. That's a 3-9. Grounder down to second. That's Cox. He scoops it up and throws him out. Let me check something in this game here. Oh, yeah, I didn't write those guys in. Okay, that's fine. All right, 1 down, and here's Ron Say. Say 0 for 1 today, walked in the 3rd. McCanley ready now. The windup, the pitch to Say, a 5-12 to the right-hander. Tapper back to the mound. McCanley's got it. Throws over to Fairley, and there's quickly 2 away here. And that'll bring up Bill Russell. Russell 0 for 2 so far. McCanley, the windup, and the pitch to Russell, a 5-4 to the righty. That's third base X. That's Hunt. He's a 4 on a 14. And he can't handle it. That's going to be charged as an error on Hunt, and Russell's aboard. So E5, that goes. The Expos' second error of the day. And Russell's at first with 2 away. A B stealer. That is what? 1 to 13. With Yeager coming up, they're not going to hold him. They don't think he's going to be running, and he's not. Yeager will hit away. McCanley from the stretch now. 6-11 to Yeager is a fly ball to right field X. That's Singleton. He's a 4. This Montreal defense seems to be loaded with 4s. And on a 13, that's going to be a base hit with a 2-base advance as Singleton can't get there. So a single by Yeager. Russell steams into third. First and third, 2 away though, and the pitcher coming to bat. That's Messersmith. He's 1 for 2, however. McCanley in another jam, trying to get out of it. Here's the pitch to Messersmith, a 5-2 comebacker, snared by McCanley. Ho, Kelly cow, he throws over to Fairley, and that'll do it. The Dodgers, no runs on a hit. There was an error. They leave 2 on. They've left quite a few runners on, too. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 3-0 Dodgers. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I see a few people in the chat room. Feel free to introduce yourself and go ahead and hit that like button for me if you would. That helps me out. Here's Messersmith now. He's ready to work in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Stinson, the pitcher's spot, and Hunt. Okay. Here is Messersmith. He's got the sign from Yeager, the windup, and the pitch to Stinson. Stinson batting left. 1-2. He lines it right into the glove of Davey Lopes. And now McCanley. He's still in this game, and it's fairly early. He's going to go ahead and bat here. Let's check his endurance. He's a 6. He's still good. The pitch for Messersmith, a 4-5. Fly to center, playable. Jim wins there. And he'll make the catch for the second out. That'll bring up Ron Hunt. Hunt has walked and been hit by a pitch. Pretty classic Ron Hunt, really. As Messersmith winds and deals. It's a 2-5. Grounder down to short. Russell into the hole. He's got it. Plants and throws across in time. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Messersmith. So Hunt retired on the ground ball to short. That'll do it. And after 5 complete, it's Los Angeles 3, Montreal 0. McCanley getting set to work in the 5th. The Dodgers will have the top of the order. I'm sorry, in the 6th, the Dodgers will have the top of the order. That's Lopes, Buckner, and Wynn. McCanley gets his sign. The windup, the pitch to Lopes is a 4-5. Ball 4, he loses him. And that's not a good idea. Not a good idea. Stinson a 0 hold. Not the hold Lopes on. That makes him still a 1-15 as Buckner steps in. They may not run on the first pitch. See if Buckner can shoot one through the right side. McCanley from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Buckner, a 1-7, and he sure does. He shoots one through the right side, and Lopes steams into third. Base hit Buckner. And now McCanley's in trouble here in the 6th, so maybe I should have hit for him. You just never know. Let's see who they used. Action in the Montreal pen. They've got mostly righties coming up other than Crawford. They used Montague, Baylor Moore. It won't be Baylor Moore. Don DeMola and Walker. They're going to get John Montague up. He pitched in this game. So McCanley on the ropes here. One more hit or walk will fatigue him here in the 6th. And with nobody out, he's got runners at the corners and the toy cannon coming to bat. Stinson out to the mound now, most likely to buy some time for Montague. Okay, they're set now. Wynn stands in. Buckner will have to be held on first. They'd like to get a double play here. They'll give up a run to get 2 outs. McCanley's pitch to the cannon is a 6-9. That's a double to 7, and that's going to be into the gap for a double for Jim Wynn. That's to left field. Bailey gets it. That's going to drive in Lopes. Buckner can try to score on that. Bailey a +2. Buckner a 15. That makes him a 17. He's coming. Buckner to the plate. Here's the throw, and he's in there. And that's a 2 RBI single for Jimmy Wynn. So Lopes scores. Buckner scores. It's 5-0, and McCanley is fatigued. And here comes Gene Mauch, and that's going to do it. So McCanley's done. He worked 5+, allowed 10 hits, 5 runs so far. The runner on first is still his. He walked 3, struck out 1. Somebody's let a cat into the ballpark, apparently. That's my cat. Yes, I will get to you. And here comes Montague now. John Montague, a righty. 3.14 earned run average in 83 innings of relief. He'll be coming on to face Garvey here. Win at first. Win a B stealer. That's 13. Trailing 5-0. They're not going to hold him. Montague from the stretch. Okay, that's a re-roll. That one fell out. The pitch is a 3-2. A foul out to the catcher. Stinson's got it. That's the first out of the inning. Runner holds. And here comes Willie Crawford now with one away. Montague from the stretch. The pitch to Crawford is a 5-12 to the lefty. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Crawford. And Montague's looking pretty good here as he tries to restore order in the 6th. And here's Ronce. 2 away, runner on first. Here's the pitch from Montague. A 1-4. He hits Say. Oh, my God. Say hit by the pitch. Throws the bat down and walks down to first. Wynn will take second. No, I don't believe that was deliberate. Not trailing by 5. Maybe it was. Who knows? Umpires don't seem too concerned. Mel Steiner behind the plate today. He's not saying much. And here is Russell with 2 away. And the pitch for Montague, a 4-7. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Russell. So Montague comes in, gets 3 outs, 2 on strikeouts, hits the batter. But the Dodgers come up with 2 runs, 2 hits, and leave a pair. And take a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the inning. And Messersmith cruising. He's only allowed 1 hit so far. He'll be facing Lentz, Davis, and Singleton here in the bottom of the 6th. Messersmith winds and deals, and here's the pitch to Lentz. That's a 1-8 against the righty. Ball 4, Lentz draws the walk. So a leadoff walk to Larry Lentz. He'll have to be held on. Yeager a -3, so that's 17, that's 12. And here's Willie Davis. Messersmith from the stretch now, and here's the pitch to Davis. That's going to be a 5-6, single to 12. That is a single, just Russell gets a glove on it, but has no play. That's going to be ruled a single. Lentz can only advance to second. And the Expos have something going here in the 6th. First 2 runners on, and here comes Ken Singleton. Ron Fairley on deck. Messersmith from the stretch. He's an S7, so no endurance issues here in the 6th. Here's the pitch from Messersmith to Singleton on a 2-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3. A vicious cut by Singleton, and down he goes. That's the first out of the inning, and Ron Fairley will be the batter. So Fairley trying to get something going for the Expos here in the 6th. As Messersmith comes set, here's the pitch from the stretch. That's a 3-5, fly into right field, medium deep. Crawford's right there. He'll make the catch, and the runners will have to hold. And with 2 away, it's up to Bob Bailey. Bailey's 0 for 2 today. And here's the pitch from Messersmith. That's going to be a 2-9. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Messersmith gets out of it. No runs, a hit, they leave a pair. And at the end of 6 complete, it's Los Angeles 5, Montreal nothing. Montague coming back out to work the 7th. He'll be facing bottom of the Dodger order. Yeager, the pitcher. And then back to the top of the order with Lopes. Okay, Montague's set now. The windup. The pitch to Yeager is a 6-8, and ball 4, he loses him. So Montague walks Yeager to lead off the 7th. Montreal will come in expecting the bunt. Messersmith will try to lay one down. He's a D now with the infield in. And on a 2, that's a 2 on a D. Oh my God, he beats it out. Can you believe that? So that'll go as a single for Messersmith on the bunt. And everything is going the Dodgers' way here in this one. Yeager to second. And here comes Lopes. Montague, a 3 endurance reliever. Here's the pitch to Lopes. That's going to be a 1-10. That's a base hit into center field. So a single for Lopes. Yeager will hold up at third. Willie Davis in center. He's a -1. Yeager very slow. But the Dodgers have the sacks full and nobody out in the 7th. And here comes Bill Buckner. Dodgers already up 5-0, threatening to blow it open here in the 7th. As Montague comes set, here's the pitch to Bill Buckner, a 2-8. Pop up left side. That's Lentz. He's right there. And that's the infield fly rule. Nobody can move. There's one down. Here comes Jim Wynn now. Wynn 2 for 3 today. Wynn had been in a long slump, showing some signs of breaking out of it here. Base is juiced. Here's the pitch to Wynn. That's a 4-9 to the righty. Fly to center field. That's going to be deep enough to get another run in. That's Davis. He makes the catch. Yeager tags and scores. Other runners will hold. That'll be a sacrifice fly for Jimmy Wynn. And an RBI, and it's 6-0. Okay, 6-0. Runners at first and second now with 2 away. And here's Garvey. Garvey's 1 for 4 today, as Montague delivers. And it's a 1-5. That's a tapper down to short. Lentz has it. He'll go the short way for the out, and that'll retire the side. He goes to second base for the force. The Dodgers tack one on 2 hits. They leave a pair. And we're going to the bottom of the 7th. Los Angeles 6, Montreal nothing. And probably the only excitement now is can Messersmith can finish the game. We'll see. He's an S7. So it's certainly far from automatic. It'll be Cox, Stinson, and the pitcher's spot here in the bottom of the inning. Messersmith the windup. Pitch to Cox is a 4-6. Single to 3. It's going to be caught by Lopes. So L4, and there's 1 away. And here comes Stinson, the switch hitting catcher. 1 for 2 today. Messersmith winds and deals. It's a 111. Grounder down to second. Lopes to his left. Gloves it. Throws to Garvey in time, and there's 2 out. And now we'll have a pinch hitter for Montague. Montague worked 2 innings. He allowed 2 hits, a run. So 5 previous runs. 1 was unearned. So 4 earned runs to McCanley. Montague walked 1 and hit a batter. Struck out a pair. The Dodgers with Crawford, Say, and Russell due up. Montreal will get somebody up in the pen. Tom Walker is going to begin throwing, and we're looking for a pinch hitter now. So Stinson's retired. In the real game, they used Jorgensen. Breeden would not hit against a righty. Could be Boots' day. Oh, what the heck. We're going to get Mike Jorgensen at bat. He had a good card. Batted .310 in part-time play that year. So Mike Jorgensen will be the pinch hitter. Two away. Messersmith ready to go now. Here's Jorgensen from the left side. The windup in the pitch is a 4-5. That's a fly ball to left playable. Buckner's there. He's got it, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 7th for Andy Messersmith. And at the end of 7 complete, it's 6-0 Los Angeles. Montague's done. And Tom Walker will be coming in to pitch for the Expos. Walker, a 3.82 ERA in 92 innings that season. Right-handed relief pitcher. Had a couple of spot starts as well. And he's going to be facing Crawford, Say, and Russell here in the 8th. Crawford from the left side. Walker ready to go now. Gets his sign. The windup. And the pitch to Crawford, a 6-11. That's a grounder to short X. That'll be Lentz. He's a 4. The roll is a 7, and Lentz boots it. That's the 3rd error of the game for the Expos. So that goes E6. For Lentz, that's his 2nd error of the game. Crawford's aboard, and here's Say. Welcome, Dan. Oh, did Walker just pass away? Was that recently? I missed that. Okay, Say's up now. Man on first on the error. Walker from the stretchers, the pitch to Say, a 4-7. Swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Say. And that'll bring up Russell. Russell's 0 for 4 today. reached on an error in the 5th. Walker from the stretch. Pitch to Russell is a 5-5 at second base X. That could be 2. Cox is a 3 on a roll of a 14. And Cox boots it. Oh my goodness. This is getting ridiculous. For Montreal, their 4th error of the game. Russell's safe. Crawford takes second. And here's Yeager. And here's the pitch to Yeager. That's a 6-8. That's a base hit into left field. Crawford can try to score on that. Left field is Bailey, a +2. Crawford's a 16. They're just going to concede that and hold the runner at second. So that'll be an RBI single for Yeager. Crawford comes in to score. It's 7-0. They'll hold Russell at second there. And here's Messersmith. Still only 1 out. 7-0. Walker from the stretch. The pitch to Messersmith is a 6-9. It's a grounder to second. Cox has it, but his only play is to first. And the runners will move up. And that'll bring up Davey Lopes. 7-0. 8th inning. Second and third, 2 out. Walker's pitch to Lopes is a 3-8. That's a grounder to third. That's playable. Hunt has it and throws him out. That'll retire the side, but the Dodgers tack on another one. Another unearned run. They had 1 hit and left 2. There were 2 errors in the inning. 4 errors for the Expos on the afternoon. Well, thank you very much, Dan. That's very interesting. I love this kind of stuff. I did not know he was Neil Walker's dad. I remember Neil Walker very well. I remember Tom Walker. I didn't know about the plane. Wow. Well, R.I.P. Tom Walker. That is fascinating. This is what makes this so much fun for me. I just love it. Neil Walker's dad. I did not know that. Hi, Rick, and welcome. And I do. Yes, 1977 was the first year for error ratings. And I have those card sets. I have all those old sets. My first set was the 69 set. And I bought them clear into the 2000s, even long after I wasn't even playing cards and dice anymore. I was playing the Windows game, and I was in like keeper leagues, draft leagues, and I would still break out the cards and set them up on their appropriate draft league team so I could follow along on the computer. And then I just got tired of it. Seemed like an unnecessary expense, so I stopped buying the cards at some point. But I got a bunch of those card sets. And Neil's on the broadcast. How about that? Well, thank you, Dan, very much for that. That's very interesting. That makes me doubly glad I decided to go on for a second game today. You know, normally I do my 66 replay at 3 p.m. Pacific, and that will be the case today as well, but I'm probably going to start going to 2 streams a day just because the weather's so crappy in Spokane right now, and I've been sick. I can't really do anything. We move along to the bottom of the 8th. The only drama remaining is can Messersmith finish the game. Release, and I didn't get the end of that, Rick. Now, the 71 cards were the first 2-sided cards with lefty and righty. The 69 and 70 were this only. The 69 was my first card set. Okay, it's top of Montreal order. Hunt, Lentz, and Davis. Messersmith trying to put this one to bed. The windup and the pitch, a 4-2 to the righty. Hunt, a lazy fly ball into left field. Buckner's there, makes the catch, and there's one away. And here's Larry Lentz. Lentz 0 for 1. He's walked twice today. As Messersmith comes to the plate on a 1-8, and that's ball 4, and Lentz has walked 3 times. So I don't know what it is about Lentz, but for some reason, Messersmith does not want to pitch to him. He batted .238 with 0 home runs. And here's Willie Davis. Messersmith from the stretch now. Pitch to Davis, a 1-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Davis goes down after a slider and swings right over the top of it for the second out. And here's Ken Singleton. And here's the pitch to Singleton. That's the 5-8. Left-hander, a second base X. That's Lopes. He's a 3. On the roll of a 9, Lopes, a fine play. And that will retire the side. So 4-3-X, no runs, no hits, a man left. At the end of 8 complete, it's 7-0. That would be a fun set with the E ratings. I bought the 60. You guys know about the 66 replay. I bought that set recently. I hadn't bought a card set in many, many years. And I settled on doing a replay. And I wanted to do 1966 because that was the year of my first major league game as a kid, among other reasons. But yeah, they're super advanced, like your 72 set. I call it the remastered version. Being a music fan, right? All right, Walker's going to pitch in the 9th. He was victimized by his defense in the 8th. It'll be Buckner, Wynn, and Garvey due up. Walker, the windup. The pitch to Buckner's a 6-3. It's a grounder to second X. That's Cox. He's a 3 on a 13. And he makes the play. 4-3-X, and Buckner is retired. And here comes Jim Wynn. Wynn has a couple hits today. 2 for 4 with a walk. Walker winds and deals. The pitch to Wynn's a 6-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Wynn takes a vicious cut and goes down swinging, and there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Garvey. Garvey's 1 for 5 today. Here's the pitch from Walker. That's going to be a 2-6. It's a base hit into right for Garvey. So a 2-out single for Garvey. And Willie Crawford will come up here in the 9th. Garvey not held. Walker from the stretch. Pitch to Crawford's a 4-7, and that's into the gap. Down the right field line, off the wall. Singleton chasing it around. Here comes Garvey in to score, and Crawford's going to be safe at third with an RBI triple. Holy crap, let's look at that again. 4-7 left-hander. Clean triple. How often do you see that? Not very. An RBI triple, and it's 8-0. And here's Say. The pitch to Say, a 5-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. And down goes Say, that'll do it. But they tack on another on 2 hits and leave a man. And it's 8-0. Messersmith going for the shutout now. Standing in his way are Fairley, Bailey, and Cox as we go to the bottom of the 9th. I love the 60s, Rick. You know that. The pitching decade. Okay, this is it now. Messersmith, 3 outs away from a complete game shutout. Ron Fairley from the left side standing in. Messersmith, the windup and the pitch is a 1-6. Ball 4, he loses him. It's a leadoff walk to Fairley here, and you would think, boy, with an 8-0 lead, why would you walk the first batter? Here comes Bailey. Messersmith gets the sign. From the stretch now, the pitch to Bailey is 6-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Bailey goes down on strikes, and that's the first out of the inning. And here's Cox. Cox 0 for 3 today. Messersmith from the stretch. The pitch to Cox is a 5-9. That's the shortstop X. This might do it. Russell's a 3, but the roll is a 19. That's a roll again. Another 19. Let's keep it. Another 19. And a 20. Roll again. Eventually we'll get something. And Russell can't make the play. That's a single. That's going to be ruled a single, as Russell could not get a glove on it. And that'll be a base hit for Cox. Bailey will hold at second. Or Fairley will, rather. Fairley will hold at second. And now the Dodgers will get some activity going in their bullpen. And a big lead. We won't use any of the main guys. Al Downing will get loose. He might have to come in here because Messersmith could fatigue. That doesn't necessarily mean I'll automatically take him out. We'll have to see how it goes. Now it's Stinson, a switch hitter. First and second one out. Dodgers at double play depth. Here's the pitch to Stinson, a 5-12. That's to second base X. That's Lopes, a 3 on an 18. Let's roll again. On a 17, roll again. On a 16, we finally have a force play. Or Lopes makes the play to Russell back to first, not in time. So that goes 4-6. Stinson is forced Fairley to third. It's first and third and 2 down. And we'll have a pinch hitter. Walker pitched 2 innings. Let's see who it's going to be. They don't have a whole lot, to be honest with you. Ron Woods. Boy, there's not much here at all, is there? Hal Breeden will be the batter. He's about the best choice here. Hal Breeden, a right-hander. He's going to come on and hit for Walker. 2 outs in the 9th. 8-0 Dodgers. Runners at the corners. Here's Breeden now. The pitch from Messersmith is 6-5. That's a grounder to second, and that's going to do it. Lopes takes it, throws him out, and Messersmith does indeed complete the shutout. So no runs, a hit, 2 left. 8-0 the final. Messersmith all the way. Beautiful game. He is now 3-2 on the season. He only allowed 3 hits. 3-hit shutout for Andy Messersmith. Walked the first 2 batters of the game. Walked 5 altogether and hit another one. It was a little wild, but hard to hit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts. So a dandy by Andy. Walker, in his 2 innings of work, he gave up 3 hits. 1 run, 2 runs, but 1 was unearned. He struck out 3, didn't walk anybody. McCanley, the losing pitcher. For the Dodgers, 8 runs on 15 hits. They made an error. The Expos were shut out on 3 hits, and a nightmare in the field for them as they committed 4 errors. And that's the final for Montreal, a brief 1-game series since there were 2 weather postponements. The Dodgers whitewashed the Expos 8-0. That makes the Dodgers record on the season now 12-16. In real life at this point, they were 19-9. So the 74 Dodgers in Strat just can't seem to get it going, but they had a nice game today. I'm reading Rick's comments now. Both of those years. Oh yeah, Koufax. That's one reason I took 66. It was Koufax last year. It was my first ball game. It was Don Sutton's rookie year, who was a favorite of mine. The stars aligned, and I went with that, and splurged and bought myself a card set for the first time in many years. I still play the Windows games, several draft leagues, keeper leagues, a couple of retro leagues. As I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty active in the 365 online game as well. Just a lot of Strat-O-Matic, and all the forums are fun, but I think cards and dice are the best. I'm having the most fun with this I've had in years. And yes, we are. I did, of course, Frank Howard. That was mentioned on the World Series. I missed Walker, though. I'm sorry about that. R.I.P. Tom Walker. And on that note, I'll end. Please come back and join me at 3 for the Astros at the Giants, 1966. That should be good. In the meantime, I'll sign off. You guys have a great afternoon. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I'll be talking to you later.